Hey guys, Psychondrous here again doing another toy review. This is for another figure that I got from my late friend Amber. And this is one of the Masters of the Universe Classics Dragster figures. This is basically one of the Horde members. Which is interesting is that he doesn't actually have a Horde emblem on the front of his packaging. If I just bring his packaging in, just move the figure off to the side. Now I'm trying out a different lighting setup, so the camera angle might be a little bit different to what people are used to seeing. So you have the blister card packaging with the name of the character down the bottom. You have the regular kind of Castle Grayskull style bricks at the bottom, and around the back of the actual packaging you got Masters of the Universe logo at the top, and you got the lightning coming down. What's interesting is that most of the Horde figures always had like Evil Horde sticker on the front, but this guy doesn't actually have that. So flipping back around onto the back of the box, you have it's kind of a standard Masters of the Universe. Now the newer ones that are the last couple of figures that Mattel actually released, and the ones going forward, as far as I know, they got rid of the actual bio cards, but this is one of the last few figures that still have the bio card. So for this guy, it says Dragster Transforming Evil Warrior Vehicle, real name Thaydon. It says one of the fastest athletes in all of Eternia, Thaydon was lured into Hordak's experimentation matrix with promises of fame and fortune. Instead, the former record-holding runner was transformed into a terrible mutation and brainwashed to become an evil Horde crony. Now half man, half machine, he became Dragster, the vicious maniacal speed demon. He is able to move faster than any other warrior and even outpaces some vehicles. Dragster loves to chase down helpless victims to drag them back to Hordak. He transforms from evil warrior to evil vehicle in a burst of speed, chases after enemies of the Horde and with rip-roaring velocity. You can actually see on the back of the package there's other figures. So you got Buzzsaw Hordak, Dragster Leech, Modulok, which is one of the figures I must pick up. He's actually really cool. I just never got around to picking him up. And Multibot, which I did get, which Amber actually sent me as well. And then you got the Horde Trooper. So, interesting note about the Horde Trooper, it only shows one, whereas the actual Horde Troopers were released as a 2-pack, and that was the only way you could really get them. So, just a little interesting side note. That's it for the packaging. Onto the figure himself. Now, the figure himself is really cool. It's one that I wanted to get for quite a while. And I was kind of wondering how they'd end up doing him in the Classics line, because the original figure, if we just take his accessories off, we can do. I'm just bringing him in closer. The original figure had a gimmick where you can see his little on his belt here, where this tire would be. The original figure had a gimmick where you'd lie him down. You had the ripcord that would go through. You'd pull the ripcord and you'd spin the wheel and you'd leave him run off and he'd motorize around the place. It's cool that the Four Horsemen managed to kind of keep that design. He's fairly simple in construction. He's a basic Masters of the Universe body with just a actual armor part over it, being the sculpting for the actual tire and the engineering part and all that. Now, he's a little bit different to standard Master of the Universe figures, whereas his armor is not intended to be removed. You can remove it, but it's not intended to be. So he does have the standard ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders, so they can go out that much, single hinged elbow, upper bicep rotation, swivel in the arm, swivel in the wrist. He has forward and back on the legs. His back doesn't go back too much because of the way the butt is sculpted. Single jointed knees. He has a swivel boot cut, and he has jointed ankles that go forward and back. They don't tend to have too much side to side on them. And then he has an upper thigh swivel as well, so you can move legs forward to the side, and you can do the splits that much. I love the face sculpt on this guy. He's really cool. He has like kind of weird lizard-like eyes, and kind of lizard style face, and then he has like this breather, gas mask breather type thing, and then on his back he has this engine which is supposed to be part of him. He's like mutated into an engine. He has an engine block basically built into him, so he's kind of, as they say, machine and man, so he's really cool. And he has the Horde symbol then on his chest. What's cool about him as well, he comes with 2 accessories, so one of which is his Horde crossbow. Now, I've never had the original figure, so I'm not sure if the original one had a Horde crossbow, but I would assume he did. I love the way they made it look like an engine. And what's cool about it as well is this little peg hole on the back, so you can actually store his Horde crossbow on him. If you don't want to have both weapons on him, it's probably better. I think it's designed so that it goes that way. So when you're simulating the driving, he has a extra engine for going forward, or you can use it for firing when he's rolling forward. But you can slightly rotate it around as well and just have it sitting on his back. It looks a bit big on his back from the front. You can see it kind of going through. But the other accessory that he has is something that the 4 Horsemen came up with, which is really, really cool. It's basically, what they did was they got his original ripcord and they actually turned it into a weapon. So this would have been the ripcord that would have gone into his tire, or into the section next to the tire, and you'd pull it out and it'd have the tire spin. Whereas in this, they actually turned it into a whip axe, which is pretty cool. So you have a big, massive, double-bladed axe head on one side, and then you have a handle on the other, and it's turned into a whip, and you hold it quite nicely in both hands. So you can get some cool poses out of them. And it's a little bit looser in his left, only because the grip, the grip for the actual crossbow is a slight bit wider than it. So he holds it far better in his left. Gets a tighter grip on the left hand, and then you can put the crossbow into the right hand, so you can wield both weapons at the same time. So there you go, guys. There's just a quick video review for the Evil Horde minion Dragster. I really love the Masters of the Universe line. They did some really cool stuff. I know it's not everyone's favourite cup of tea because the kind of overly sized, kind of chunky figures, but I think they look really, really cool. So there you go, guys. Just a quick video review for Dragster, the Evil Horde transforming vehicle. So hope you enjoyed my review. As I said, as always, feel free to click like and feel free to subscribe to my channel, and feel free to comment in the comment section below. Cheers, guys.